Okay. Hi everyone. Honestly, the Convention Princess here with all the honesty she has to offer. It's 1:24. It's 1:24 in the morning because I can't sleep. So I figured I might as well stream since I'm up. Why does everything feel so bright? It feels bright right now. Let's see what cat's gonna come up here today. Who's coming up today? Looks like it's gonna be. Come on, kitty. Come on, up here. Looks like it's gonna be Silky today. Everyone say hey, Silky. Hi, baby. Alrighty. So Silky is with us today. In fact, I should probably move the camera over like slightly so the other stream can see her. There she is. Looks like Silky's gonna join us for the stream today. This is Silky Shakes. She is. Oh crap! How old are you? She is. How old are you? I think she's 6. You're 6, right? I'm not tripping. I think she's 6. I think she's 6. I think she's 6. She is the youngest cat in the house. Hi. Oh my goodness. Why will it not let me see the chat? Thank you. I've had these headphones for years. Did she leave? That was rude. I've had these headphones for literal years. Yeah, she's the youngest cat in the house. The oldest cat in the house is 14. That's Fluffy. You coming up? You coming up, floofers? No? Okay, anyway. Is that an ad I'm hearing? Oh my god. I was hearing an ad. Okay. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel and see what game we're going to play today. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the screen. I'm going to go ahead and switch the screen. Where's the screen at? Wait. I know how to work my stuff. Okay. Nope, I don't. There it is. Okay. Here's the screen. Hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't scratch that. Okay, here's the screen. Fucked up. Okay, I realized that this was already configured for that. Okay. So, here is the wheel. Of course, we've been playing already for a while. So, can you stop that? Just like scratching my carpet. Can you stop? You have scratchers outside. Let's spin the wheelie wheel. Okay, and we've been on itch.io.com getting all of our game demos. 16. All right, let's count. So we got 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Where eternity sleeps. This looks so dramatic. This looks so dramatic. Okay. Ooh, I'm loving the art. Okay, you are the kingdom's brightest scholar. I knew we were smart. Sharp of mind, relentless in your pursuit of truth, and sworn by oath to serve the crown. Your word carries weight in court. Your counsel sought in matters both arcane and political. For your unmatched intellect, you have been granted the title of Seeker of Truths. That sounds important. Now, something beyond reason is unfolding across the land. People are vanishing. That's crazy. Entire households gone overnight. That's even weirder. Their homes left perfectly intact. Meals sit untouched. Chairs are pulled out, yet no footprints mark the dusty floors. One by one, they simply disappear. Ooh. High stakes. The young king grows increasingly anxious, fearing enemies hidden within his walls and shadows creeping into his court. With trusted men lost and options dwindling, he sees only one path to safety. He turns to you with a desperate request to uncover the secrets of immortality. What does that have to do with anything? What? What's that have to do with anything? What does that mean? Oh my gosh. I cannot see what y'all are saying in this chat because it won't let me see. Okay. So, but as your search begins, a presence stirs, unseen, ancient, and already watching. Long ago before you looked for it, it had already found you. I really don't know what we're talking about anymore. Okay, so the demo is gonna be chapter 1. Okay. So we have 2 love interests. Content warning. There's horror elements. Okay. As long as it's not too scary, we're fine. Because the last one we did was a creepypasta one, and that I died. So I don't want to die. Maybe we won't die in this one. Okay. Let me see. Let me look at the first review. The creator's type must be blonde and blue eyes. By the way, this is so good. Okay. Okay. At least it's good. We're gonna download the demo. Let's get her done with that. Let's go ahead and just download the demo. Okay. It looks like one chapter is about a gig, like a little under a gig. So that's downloading. Oh, like a 12-year-old? Yeah, that's because the acne. Okay. I don't understand. Okay, kingdom, medieval. I love a good period piece, personally. Hi, guys. I just hope... Horror elements, I'm usually not good with. I'm usually not good with horror elements. We have got to the point where literally and that is an ad. Without knowing how to code. Shh. Jesus. Let me go to my account on YouTube. Maybe I can see the chat here. Because I cannot see it. Yeah, I don't think I look like a 12-year-old. I'll just say that because I don't got no makeup on. That's a little weird. Oh, I finished downloading. Okay, let's install it. Extract all of it. Extract. I'm excited. I don't know. All the past dating sims that I've rated, the ones that rate high always have good music, or at least music that I can, like, you know, feel immersed in it. So we'll see. Hopefully it's good. All right, here we go. We're gonna play it. Ooh. It's a little, I don't know if that's just my headphones, but I don't know if this is mixed well. It feels a little in my headphones. It also might just also be my headphones, but it didn't. Maybe it's my headphones. Like, maybe it's just my headphones. Because, like, it didn't sound like that earlier. Alright, let's start the game. Let me get a sip of water first. Let me get a sip of water. Alright. Come on, Silk. She really wants to watch me do this. Come on. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Hello. What are you doing? Come on. Can you... What are you doing? Stop. These cats are bad, man. Alright. Let me adjust my rainbow monkey. How do you manifest in this world? Okay. Oh, it's asking my pronouns. See, I love it when things are inclusive. That's so sweet of them. Ooh, a fire. Ooh, what voice should we read with? Okay. Silky, stop that. What are you doing? She's been off the the chain all day. Hey, hey, Sage, you got the zoomies or something? What's up? Okay. What voice should we use? Let's do my regal voice. I think regal will work here because this is like a medieval type thing. A name carries weight beyond words. It is essence, permanence, and possession. Speak it with care. Let's ask what my name is. Well, we're in a period piece. I'm gonna kick you out. You doing a lot. Hey, don't scratch my shoe. Hey, stop it. She's doing so much. Name. Let's drop frame rates to drop down. Astral. I hate that. Ooh, maybe it should be something ethereal. Novia. Yes. So this is the thread that binds your soul. My name binds my soul? Novia. Oh, it's the sweetest melody. One I could listen to for lifetimes. Do you feel it too? I don't know what we're talking about. This harmony between... Who are you? I'm talking to a flame. This pool, this unspoken connection has never again. You know what? Okay. You know what this reminds me of? When I was a Hooters girl, there was this one guy who said this exact line, these exact past two lines to me because he had a mullet. And I will never forget that as long as I live. I will never forget the power of the mullet. Because that was the dumbest thing I think I've ever experienced in my life. This connection between us. You know what you need to feel? The power of the mullet. What? That is no offense to this game that it jogged that memory in my head. It is not against y'all. It just, that's what I immediately thought of, unfortunately. Back in it, it's as though the stars themselves whispered your name into my soul long before you spoke it. Who are we talking to? I'm talking to a flame. This is a fire. For all... Why is eternity glitching? I will speak it with reverence and love, for it is now a part of me. It looks like a painting! Oh, that's so unique. I love that. It literally looks like a canvas. That's so cool. The halls of Elmer Castle soar in silence. Oh, this music is gorgeous. Beauty veiled in dread. Ceilings soared in graceful arcs overhead where the visages of long dead kings, carved in reverent detail, lingered in a hush of eternal triumph. Sunlight spilled in muted hues through stained glass saints and sinners, casting shards of crimson and gold upon the stone. A theater kid wrote this. You moved through the silence, each step measured. The castle walls, once bustling with courtiers and lively with laughter, now seemed to press inward, heavy with silence. The throne room lay ahead, its grand double door standing sentinel. Polished wood, banded with iron, they towered over you, etched with the scenes of the kingdom's victories. For a moment, you hesitated before them. Your hand, I can't read. Your hand hovering just shy of the cold metal ring that served as a handle. It wasn't fear that stopped you, not entirely, but the weight of knowing that whatever lay beyond those doors would change everything. As the king's scholar, you were no stranger to royal summons, yet this one carried a sense of foreboding. Nanduin's message had been cryptic, but the urgency was clear. This was no routine consultation. It was a command, and failure was not an option. At the threshold stood a guard, his presence a barrier as much as the door itself. Oh. The king awaits, he said, his voice as flat and unyielding as the stone beneath your feet. Swallowing your apprehension, you nodded and took hold of the handle. Okay. Oh, we in the door. Wow. This is so unique. I love the canvas. The door groaned as it swung open, revealing the throne and beyond. Chandeliers hung high above, their countless candles flickering in defiance of the somber atmosphere. Marble tiles glistening softly beneath the muted light, their quiet beauty heightening the disquiet that gripped you. That's the king? That's the king? What is he, like 25? What is... Approach. That's the king? Okay. The word echoed down the length of the hall. You obeyed, bowing low before the throne. King Aduin sat atop it, his crimson robes pooling around him like a tide of blood. His crown looked a little stupid, I'm not gonna lie to you. His crown's just like, hey, look at me. It looks like a crown I would wear. This is cutesy. Just sitting on top of his hair. Why is it on top of his hair like that? His crown, a relic of the kingdom's golden age, seemed almost too heavy for us. Heavy? It's just sitting on top of his hair like that. What bobby pin game does this man have? Your Majesty. King Anduin leaned forward, his sharp gaze locking onto yours. Do you know why I've summoned you? His words were measured, but beneath them lurked an undercurrent of impatience. I assume it concerns the disappearances, Your Majesty. You replied carefully, words chosen with the precision of one walking a precarious path. Assume. What? Wait a minute. What is this face? He looked like he saw a ghost. Then was possessed by the ghost and then saw the ghost look out of his body. Like, what is this face? His pupils are so small right now. His pupils are so tiny. I wasn't ready for that. Assume. And now he's back to normal. The king spat, his tone cutting like a blade. Is that what Scarlets do now? Assume? Okay, bitch, let's cut the attitude first. Let's cut the fucking attitude. He began to pace, each footfall measured, echoing through the vast hall. They're not just missing, Scholar. They're gone. Families, entire bloodlines wiped off the face of the map, scrubbed out with a wet sleeve. You're getting a little angry. Am I left to rule ghosts, empty fields, silent towns? I'm not the king of ghosts, you know. You looking like the king of I want to be in a boy band. What is this look, bro? There was no mistaking the irritation in his voice. Loud, biting, and impossible to ignore. He paced before you, his shadow long and looming in the flickering light. The people speak of curses, punishment for sins long buried beneath our cobble streets. But I do not believe in curses. You don't believe in normal facial expressions either, my man. I don't know what this look is. No, this is something else. His piercing gaze turned back to you. This is the work of someone inside our gates. Someone who knows us, our strengths, our habits, our weaknesses. It is deliberate, methodical. They do not strike all at once. They weaken us, hollow us out, until nothing remains but ruin and fear. And obviously, it's me they're after. How is that obvious if they ain't coming after you? I'm gonna let them have it. Who else would be worth all this trouble? Oh, okay. Cocky as fuck, are we? Okay. Wow. A little conceited there, huh? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Music is great though. Forgive the question, Your Majesty, but had the Shireys been formally dispatched to investigate the disappearances? Given that jurisdiction and familiarity with the outer settlements, their reports could provide us with valuable context. King Ajuin gave you a look so dry it could potch ink. Well, fuck him. My bad. It's what I do. What did I do? What did I do? He looking so angry. Look at his little face. Oh my god. Deployed? Yes. Ages ago in royal time, which is apparently 5 days before they decide to ghost the entire kingdom. He waved a hand in the air, theatrically annoyed. Theatrically is an understatement, first off. Vanished. Poof, not a scrap of parchment, a dramatic monologue left behind. He's funny. I sent scouts, I sent messengers, I even sent the cavalry, for heaven's sake. Do you know how hard it is to lose an entire cavalry? His face is killing me. His face is killing me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is funny. So unless they're composing a very long letter from the afterlife, I'd say they've joined the list. Okay. You've got to work on your facial expressions, sir. Frankly, I'm running out of people to send who aren't either dead, terrified, or terminally incompetent. He slouched in his throne, muttering with a sigh. So tell me, scholar, since you're so clever, what would you call it? Ooh, glittery. Still enstrained as if the very air were blade pressed to the throat of silence. You said nothing, could say nothing. His words left you questioning your thoughts unclear. There was no answer. No name you could give it, no logic you could stitch to it. Only silence. It had started quietly, a single face missing from the marketplace, a lone farmhouse left to rot under the sun and rain. Then another, and another. One became two, two became 10, 10 became towns. No blood, no screams, no shattered logs or scorched thatch. Just absence. Bread left mid. I get it. I get it. Damn. We don't have to paint the picture no more. I get it. Bread left mid-rise, stew simmering over flames that should have been horses saddled, reins, slacks. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Whole villages killed. My guy. I get it. They're gone. Whatever had come hadn't acted with violence. It hadn't been chaos. It was precise, unhurried, surgical, as if they had been plucked from their very existence. You had gone over it 100 times, searching for pattern, for logic, for something that could be called motive. But the more you studied, the clearer it became. This was no work of a man, nor the savagery of a beast. Nothing human could have done this. Not like this. I call it a mystery, Majesty. One that defies logic and reason. The king stopped, abruptly turning to face him fully. A mystery. He repeated the word like it tasted wrong in his tongue. I don't have time for mysteries. I need answers. I need truth. Something I can swing my sword at, not debate over tea. Answers won't come from steel alone, Your Majesty. Knowledge will be the blade that cuts through the unknown. The king regarded him quietly, his eyes calculating, weighing the truth in every syllable. At last he spoke, his voice firm, each word laced with unshakable determination. Yes, knowledge, truth. And yet, truth alone may not be enough. He turned away again. Again, the weight in his steps heavier now. I feel it, Scholar. Someone or something's out there, I don't know what, but I know it's watching me. Why do you think it's you, though? It may not be you. I feel like we don't need to be this conceited, you know? And what is this face you're making? I have some more. Hey, what is this face? It's circling me, watching, waiting. I can feel its fingers brushing my throat every time I come and close my eyes. Are you cursed? Like, what are you talking about? The people are afraid and they look to the king to the last unbroken thing. But if I fall, what then? What hope do they have if the one sworn to protect them can vanish like the rest? I will not be next. I will not be forgotten. I will outlive whatever darkness is swallowing this kingdom. The people need a king who cannot falter. The people need a king who cannot die. I need to know why they made him make these faces. I cannot take this king. He already looks like he's fucking 18. I can't take this king seriously. A chill spread through the chamber. His words wrapping around you like a cloak, heavy with their meaning. Surely he did not mean. No. Such a thing was unnatural. A king beyond death? What would it take to achieve such a thing? So this is where the immortality comes in. I see. It still makes no sense. I need y'all to know, I need him to understand that connection you made, that little, no sense, sir. I don't think immortality was the answer you were looking for, but I'm just here. I'm just YNing it right now. Okay? I'm just here. What foul arts, at what price? The tension was broken by the sound of a voice you knew well. Your Majesty. He's pretty. like androgynous pretty. Sir Anselm stepped forward from the king's side. Okay. The stained glass windows bathed him in a golden light, his armor glowing as though touched by the heavens, an ethereal presence in the room. To the court he was the king's blade, Elmric's bravest knight. To you he was Ansel, the boy you had grown up with. Oh, childhood friend. Love that trope. Surely such a perilous task could not be undertaken alone. His eyes lingered a heartbeat longer than necessary, carrying silent pleas. Why are you looking at me like that? Look at his own. Look at him. So fresh. Concern mixed with something deeper, an emotion he couldn't voice. His eyes were begging me to grasp the weight of his words. This is not merely about the task itself, but the dangers that lurk along the path. It would be unthinkable to send someone unguarded into such uncertainty. He turned back to the king, bowing his head slightly in deference. I will accompany the scholar, Your Majesty. Such a journey demands protection. The king turned to him, his expression darkening. His expression was one of restrained annoyance. And yeah, that's definitely an annoyed expression. Definitely an annoyed expression. Oh, I cannot see your comment. Wait. 350? Is that what it says? $360. I'm in a chair, dude. I'm in a chair. Okay. Answer suggestion was taken as special flight rather than a rational precaution. Ooh, it's not. Okay. You speak out of turn, Sir Anselm. Anselm straightened but held his ground. I only speak out of duty, sire. The scholar's safety is a paramount. A safe return is necessary for success. Why is my nose itchy? The king's gaze hardened. And who will guard the crown while you play escort? The king snapped, his frustration spilling into his words. You are my sword, my shield. If the shadows come for me, who will stand at my side? Okay, that sounds like that's your boyfriend a little bit, but I'm gonna let that go. I don't know what my cat is doing. His usually unshakable composure beginning to waver under the weight of the king's words. The kingdom's survival, and Ansel began, his voice tinged with a strained urgency, every word a carefully measured plea. Begins with its king. The monarch interrupted sharply, his tone carrying the weight of finality. Did I do the wrong voices in that? I probably did. He stepped forward with deliberate authority, his crimson robes billowing faintly with emotion. His eyes bore into Anselm's, unyielding and expectant, daring. With this face he's doing this? What is this face? What is this face? Daring him to push further. The tension was palpable. What? This... He just looks shocked. Like, I cannot take this king seriously. The silence that followed heavy with unspoken challenges. No, Anselm, you will remain here. The scholar must go alone. Anselm's jaw. Now that's tension. That's tension. That's tension. I believe that. Anselm's jaw tightened, but he bowed his head. As he wished, sire. He said finally, though his voice betrayed his frustration. The king turns attention back to you. The kingdom falters under this shadow. Our people cry out for hope, for assurance that their king will protect them. And to protect them, I must endure. Not with that face. Not with that face. I don't know who you're protecting with that face. You look like you're about to go kill somebody right now. He looks psychotic. I must be invincible, eternal. Invincibility, eternity. There was no simple matters of science or study. They were the stuff of myths, of fables. Yet the way King Anduin spoke of it as if there were the only logical solution. It made it clear that his true concern was not the kingdom. Typical of a king, you know? Super typical. It was himself. Your Majesty? Finally, you forced yourself to respond, your voice steady but cautious. The task you ask of me, it ventures into realms of legend and impossibility. The king's lips pressed into a thin line, his eyes narrowing. The venture's there. Seek answers when mortals dare not tread. Are you not Novia, the seeker of truths? You are the kingdom's brightest mind. Prove yourself worthy of that title, or do not return at all. That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't think you have to do that to me. I think you're being a little rude. I think you're being a little rude. And that face is punchable, because what is that face? And it's gone in an instant. The threat in his words was unmistakable, even as he couched it. in the guise of royal expectation. Nothing is guise with that face, huh? Failure was not an option, but neither was open defiance. You bowed low, your voice steady as nerves tightened within you. I will do as you command, Your Majesty. As the king dismissed you with a wave of his hand, you gazed briefly at Anselm's. Though he was bound by duty, his concern for you was palpable, a silent plea that seemed to stretch across the space between you. Whoa, okay. That sounded like a scream, but it's a door. The heavy doors ground shut behind you, sealing you into an inescapable path. Guys, I really love the canvas artwork. I love it. I love it. That is so unique. The Library of the Royal Archives stood as a solemn fortress of knowledge, its towering shelves brimming with the wisdom of centuries. The air carried the faint scent of aged parchment and wax, a solemn testament to the countless scholars who had sought wisdom within these hollowed halls. Stained glass windows high above filtered the moonlight into kaleidoscope views. Dust motes danced in the beams, drifting lazily untouched by time. This was a sanctuary of knowledge, a place where the weight of history pressed upon every surface. Yet tonight it felt anything but serene. I cannot read. Your task hung over you, making the tranquil silence feel oppressively heavy. You sat at a carved oak desk, a quill in hand, surrounded by stacks of parchment and books, older than the kingdom itself. You prepared to confront the elusive subject of immortality. The answers you sought might have been buried in these pages, or they might not exist at all. The faint rustle of footsteps on the stone floor pulled your focus from the brittle pages of the tome you'd been poring over. Expecting a castle attendant, you looked up and froze. Hi, Anselm. Standing at the entrance was Anselm, the weight of his usual armor conspicuously absent. He wore a simple tunic, the fabric cinched at the waist by a plain leather belt. It was a rare sight to see him without his imposing metal shell, one few ever had the chance to witness. And yet, there was something strangely comforting about seeing him like this. A quiet reminder that beneath his steel and duty, he was still just a man. Anselm, you said, surprised, rising from your seat. What are you doing here? Oh, wrong voice. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be on duty? He took a few hesitant steps into the room, his eyes scanning the space to ensure no one else was present. I've done enough standing around for one day. And besides, the king is safe enough for the night. But you, he trailed off, his blue eyes were clouded with worry. I needed to see you. His hand brushed over the back of a nearby chair, but he didn't sit. Instead, he lingered a few feet away, unsure of his welcome. You sighed, setting your quill aside. You shouldn't be here. The king finds out. Let him. Okay. I'll see you, sir. Anselm cut you off, stepping closer. I appreciate your concern, but you and I both know the consequences of defying the king's orders. If he knows you're here, he will raise questions neither of us can afford to answer. Damn the consequences. Anselm snapped, his sudden burst of frustration startling you. He ran his hand through his hair, pacing in front of the desk. You're poring over dusty books, preparing for a journey that no one alone should have to take. And I'm supposed to stand idly by? How can you ask that of me? Because I have no choice, you said firmly, though your voice wavered. You're familiar with the king's ways. If you disobey him, I'll be branded a traitor. Ansem finished bitterly. Yes, I know. The king may command my service, but my loyalty belongs to the one who truly matters to me. You. Don't blush. Aw, he's so cute. He's adorable. Although, when I look at his hair, it just reminds me of Astrid from How to Train a Dragon. That's what his hair reminds me of. But I digress. His words were like a stone thrown into still water, rippling through your thoughts and catching your breath in its wake. He rarely spoke so plainly, his emotions always tempered by duty. Now stripped of his honor and titles, he stood before you, not as a knight, but as the boy who had always been by your side. The boy who once stepped between you and danger, who believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself. Ansem. He began, but he shook his head. Olivia, brilliant. The brightest mind this kingdom has ever seen. But brilliance did not stop blades or ward off beasts. You think I do not know the dangers you'll face? I've seen what the world can do to those who travel alone. I know the risks. But trust me, Ansem, I can handle this. No one can do this alone. Not even you. Way to be supportive. Okay, that's a little rude. He said bluntly, his eyes locking onto yours. Maybe not. He admittedly. You admitted softly, almost afraid to be heard. Why am I yawning now? I'm usually not tired yet. Okay, it's saying that... It's saying that my stream is like glitching, but it doesn't look like it's glitching, so I'm not really sure. Is it my internet? No, it's the right internet. It might be the storm coming in. There's a snowstorm and an ice storm coming in soon. But I must. If you come with me, the king will know. It'll be the end of us. He'll punish us both, and I can't let that happen. The king's punishment means nothing to me. Failing to protect you would be a wound deeper than any blade could match. My life is yours to spend if it keeps you from harm. You shook your head, the weight of your resolve pressing down on you. You have no idea what's out there, Ansem. The thing I've read in these books, the places I'll have to go. If you come, it won't just be the king you'll have to fear. It'll be something far worse. You say, hoping to dissuade him. None of that matters to me. I would stand between you and every blade, every shadow that dares touch you. Aww, he's so sweet. Look at his little face. Look at his little face. Oh, he's such a cutie. And I love this art style against this canvas. It is so pretty. It's so pretty. Come on, Silk. You want to come up? You gotta come up here. You gotta come up here for coming up. What did I just say? I said you gotta come to the back. She's coming up here. If pain must be felt, let it be mine. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Nope. Stay up here. Stay up here. Stay up here. Even if it takes every piece of me, I would give it all just to see you at peace. Wow, he's still going. He's still going. As long as I live, every breath is yours. So long as my heart beats. These men like to talk. It beats only to keep you safe. Not because I must. But no matter the... This is insane. But no matter the costs, I'd always reach for you. Okay. Okay, sir, you done? Okay, he's done. His throat tightens, struggling against the overwhelming tide of emotions, threatening to break. Silky, you cannot. You're gonna dig your claws in my lap, and I'm not dealing with that today. Either you stay up there, or you figure it out. That's my face with that tail mail. And then he pauses and says nothing. Please, Novia, let me protect you. For a moment, the room felt unbearably quiet, the only sound, the faint crackle of the torches along the walls. Ansel, I can't let you throw your life away from me. Anselm's shoulders, no, ma'am. Slumped his eyes, breaking away as if seeking refuge elsewhere. What did I do? Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Then promise me one thing. What? Promise me you'll come back. No matter what happens, no matter what you face, promise me you'll return. You hesitated, the weight of the promise threatening to crush you. Ouch. No, not try. Promise me. You looked into his eyes, such a... What are... Nope. You're not digging your claws. You're not digging your claws in me today. You're gonna sit up there. You're gonna sit up there. You're going to sit up there. Sit up there. Thank you. You looked into his eyes, searching for the right words. I promise, you said at last, though your chest ached with the uncertainty. Anselm released a steady breath, stiffness in his body easing. Good. That's all I needed to hear. He lingered for a moment longer, his hand twitching, yearning to reach for you again. But then he stepped back, a mask of composure returning to his face. That's the mask of composure? Oh, be careful, Novia. And he just disappeared into the light, okay. He said simply before turning and walking away, his retreating figure swallowed by the shadow of the archive. You stood there for a long moment, staring at the spot where you had been. That ache in your chest deepened, but you pushed it aside, turning back to your books. There was no room for doubt now. The journey ahead would demand every ounce of your focus, and every piece of your heart. After days of tireless searching, your body ached, and your mind felt like I can't read. It teetered on the edge of exhaustion. There we go. I can't read. The faint glare of the lantern cast long, flickering shadows across the forgotten stone walls. The quiet hum of the archives was a relentless companion, a monotonous drone that pressed into your thoughts as you sifted through the brittle texts and fragmented scriptures. Scripture spoke of mythical armors, potions brewed under rare moons, and gods whose blessings demanded unimaginable sacrifices. None of it felt concrete. None of it felt real. The deeper you dug, the more the legend seemed like lies spun to ensnare the desperate. Then, as your fingers brushed the edge of your yet another meaningless text, the air shifted. The lantern's flame flickered wildly as if caught in a sudden gust, though the room remained deathly still. Before the light could steady, something sharp jabbed into your palm. Ma'am, get off me. Ow! That's my boob you have your paw on. Thank you. Nope. Stay up there. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. Can I have my arm back? You have it trapped underneath you. Ow! You hissed, drawing back. Your fingers came away smeared with blood. Then, beneath where your hand had rested, the stone seemed to drink the droplets greedily. You stared, heart hammering as lines of crimson crept into the cracks, forming. Oh my god, Silky, give me my arm. Give me my arm. Forming a spiral pattern across the surface. You're doing way too much right now. You're doing so much right now. The markings pulsed faintly like veins under the skin. And then, without warning, the stone beneath your feet gave way. You stumbled backward, clutching the edges of the surrounding floor to stop your fall. Below you, the slab. Ma'am, I'm trying. I can't read, Silky. I can't read. I can't. Okay. Below you, the slab shifted with a grinding groan, revealing a gaping hollow. At first, it looked like a simple pit, but as your eyes adjusted to the darkness, you realized it was more. A, a cavernous expanse hidden beneath the archives. Stone steps spiraled downward into the hollow, uneven and ancient, carved by hands long forgotten. With careful steps, you began your descent. The hollow stretched far beyond what you could see, its edges fading into shadow. The echoes of your footfall seemed to grow louder with every step until it felt as if the hollow itself was amplifying your presence. The faint glint of moisture clung to jagged rock walls, and air carried a damp, metallic tang that pricked at your senses. In the suffocating darkness below, a subtle thrum pulsed in time with your heartbeat. That's my arm. Stop. In the center of the hollow lay a pedestal, cradling something wrapped in decaying fabric. When you finally reached the pedestal, the object within revealed itself. A scroll, bound with what looked like sinew instead of cord. I cannot read that. As you unrolled it with care, the symbols inscribed on the parchment seemed to shimmer faintly. The text was written in a language long forgotten by the world, its characters curving and weaving in intricate, almost hypnotic patterns. Your eyes skimmed over the cryptic text, desperately trying to pull meaning from the tangle of curves and slashes. Resources on this ancient script were scarce, almost non-existent. Few had ever seen markings, let alone understood them. Your exposure to this forgotten language was painfully limited, yet somehow you managed to decipher fleeting fragments. Rinthris, Arthur, Veil Norash, endless without birth or death. The rest defied you, a wall of mystery reinforced by the erosion of time. It was as though the text itself resisted comprehension, its secrets cloaked in layers of deliberate obfuscation. I haven't seen that word in forever. And centuries of decay. Yet, despite the near impossibility of decoding it, you knew someone who might help. A scribe whose expertise in ancient tongues bordered on obsession. Renowned for unraveling cryptic texts, though impossible to decipher, this individual possessed a unique skill that could unlock fragments of meaning hidden. Okay, I get it. You love to repeat yourself. However, even such expertise had its limits. You couldn't ignore the possibility that the script contained knowledge forever lost to the ages. The weight of the scroll felt heavy in your hands, its presence felt wrong, unsettling. It didn't belong to this world anymore, and yet it found its way to you. With reverent hands, you coaxed the worn parchment into its torn bindings. For now, it would remain in your possession. Whatever secrets it held, whatever truth had been lost to time, you would uncover them. As you turned to leave, as Silky also leaves, a faint gust of air exhaled. No. Exhaled from the hollow itself, brushing past your neck. Novia. A shiver ran down your spine as the whisper touched your neck. Soft, sorrowful, and far too close, it scared you. The scroll remained firmly in your hand, wow. and the decision to leave this haunted hollow was made without hesitation. As you should, because that's scary. The answers would come, but you couldn't shake the feeling that they would demand more than they were ready to give. Oh, we're back in the... okay. The scroll sat snugly at the bottom of your pack, wrapped in cloth to shield it from the elements. Around it you had packed only the essentials. Dried rations, a flask of water, a hunting knife, and a few light cooking utensils, just enough to prepare basic meals over a fire. A small coin pouch rested in the corner of your pack, holding what little gold you had managed to save. The last item you added was a map, wind rule, its edges frayed and torn from countless hands that had touched it before yours. The landmarks were faint, but you committed them to memory, trusting it guide you if needed. Traveling light was a necessity. Ansem was usually the one to carry your belongings during expeditions, his quiet insistence sparing you from much of the burden. But now, without him, you had to carefully consider every item. You didn't want to weigh yourself down unnecessarily. The morning air was sharp and cool as you neared the kingdom's gates, a towering iron structure adorned with ancient, protective railings. The path beyond beckoned, shrouded in uncertainty. But just as your hand brushed the gate's cold surface, a familiar voice halted you. That's a pretty picture of him, leaving so soon. You turned sharply, your heart skipping a beat. There, standing just a few paces away, was Ansel. His knight's armor caught the pale light of dawn, polished to a mere sheen. Though polished and proud, the armor seemed almost at odds with the worry etched across his face. A royal bound to the king's side, Anselm's rarely had the luxury of tending to matters outside the castle walls. Yet here he was. Where are you headed? He asked, his eyes falling to the pack slung over his shoulder. To the blind forest. His reaction was instant. His calm facade vanished, replacing by an expression of alarm. His hand stiffly brushed the hilt of his sword as though he might shield you from the very idea. The blind forest, the cursed place. Why would you set foot there of all places? Because I have to, Ansem. There's someone I need to find. Aw, this poor baby. Look at his cute little face. Ansem's hand fell away from his sword, but the worry remained. Who? Miriam. The name hung in the air like a blade unsheathed. A flicker of unease passed across his expression. Miriam. Miriam the outcast? He paused, his voice taking a note of disbelief. You mean the one they say whispers to shadows and scribbles madness onto paper? Some even claim she's cursed. You felt your chest tighten at his words, a rush of anger surging through you. She's not cursed. You shot back, your voice rising. She's brilliant, and more than that, she's my friend. Ansem's jaw clenched as he searched your face. His disbelief slowly turning into a resigned sigh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult her. The stories about her, about that place, none of it ends well. Your heart pounded in your chest, the familiar sting of offense creeping up your throat. She's not a monster, Ansem. And she's the only one who can help me. He sighed, like frustration and concern painting his features. You know, it's really odd. I haven't had a choice to make yet. And I find that very odd. We've been playing this game for what? Almost 40 minutes? And I still haven't made a choice yet. It's very odd. I won't lie to you, I'm worried. Before he could say more, the sound of hurried footsteps drew your attention. A The royal guard approached, bowing deeply. Sir Ansel and the king summons you at once. Ansel muttered a curse under his breath. He cast it and halted, look your way. Wait. Without another word, he reacted beneath his armor, his fingers brushing against something hidden beneath the metal. He pulled free a pendant that hung from a simple chain around his neck. Its modest design at odds with the powerful emotion he seemed to be battling. The pendant was elegant in its simplicity. Nothing more than a small silver disc with intricate carvings etched into its surface. To anyone else it would seem like an ordinary piece of jewelry, but to Ansel it was far more. It was part of his past, a piece of his mother's legacy. This belongs to my mother. Ansel said softly, holding it out for you, his fingers trembling slightly as he extended it. She always watched over me, and now I want her to watch over you. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. You step back, your heart heavy with the weight of his words. Ansel, no, I can't take that. It's important to you. It is important. He insisted, his voice resolute. That's why it belongs with you. Oh, this is my first choice. I want a part of me to be with you always. Oh, and he's blushing again. This is my vow, a thread that binds us. Even when fate pulls us apart, no matter how far you go, no matter what paths you take, you'll never truly be alone. Because with every heartbeat, every breath, he held it gently to your chest, just over your heart, his fingers warm and trembling. I'll always be with you. These men like to talk. The silence that settled was soft, delicate, heavy with unsaid words. The guard who had been waiting for Ansel blinked, visibly startled by what he had just witnessed. He stared at Ansel in stunned belief. This was the kingdom's renowned knight, a man celebrated for his unwavering composure and iron resolve in the face of danger. He, who stood like a fortress to all, now flickered with something fragile, like a flame behind glass. Aww. Handsome suddenly were aware the god's gaze cleared his throat, another stick betraying his flustered state, as he tried to disguise the pink coloring of his cheeks. I'm gonna tease him. We have more choices now. I'm excited. Oh, look at you blushing like a bashful maiden. Should I fetch you a handkerchief, Sir Ansel? A strange noise came from the god. Somewhere between a cough and a laugh. He quickly covered his mouth, but it was too late. Ansel turned a slow, withering gaze towards the god, who immediately found the stone wall very interesting. Ansel's attempt at a rebuttal fell silent, his jaw moving without a sound. His ears, however, burned a traitorous red, glowing with embers beneath his tousled hair. He drew in a steady breath, shoulders lifting before settling into a familiar composed stance. He met your gaze at once more, and in place of shyness there bloomed something earnest. Promise me you'll return. I already did this last night with you. I promise. Ansel gave a long, searching look, then nodded. Take care, Novia. A crack in his tone betrayed a moment of unguarded emotion. And with that, he turned and followed the guard, disappearing into the castle's shadows. You slipped the pendant into your pocket, its presence a quiet reminder of the promise you made. Stealing one last glance at the castle's towering silhouette, you turned toward the path ahead. Without Anselm's pendant close to your heart and the promise of your return, you knew there was no turning back. Your journey had begun. Oh, I'm surprised the demo was still going. I thought that'd be the end of it. I thought that'd be the end. The path stretched before you, winding through fields of emerald under a golden sun. The sunlight bathed the world in a honeyed glow, turning every blade of grass into a shimmering thread. And for the first time in years, you allowed yourself to truly see it, to feel it. I like this music. Tall grass rippled in waves, whispering against the breeze. Wild wildflowers peeped through the green like scattered jewels. You haven't realized how much you have missed this. Most of your life has been spent within its towering spires and stone corridors, buried in studies or council meetings, your hands ink-stained from maps and treaties. Even the expeditions outside the kingdom were merely extensions of your work. This is so pretty! This is so pretty! But here now, standing in this sea of green, you could almost feel the world breathing again. You could almost feel yourself breathing again. The grass danced in the breeze, whispering against your fingertips. The sun bathed your skin in its gentle heat, a tender reminder of its presence. Each inhale brought the fragrance of earth and blooms, filling your chest with something beyond air. Peace. All of this, and yet we have to go find immortality for some ungrateful ass king? I'd be sick. I'd be sick. As I enjoy my time outside. I'd be so pissed. Closing your eyes, you tipped your face toward the sun and let a quiet whisper escape your lips. I've missed this. I'm glad she's enjoying herself. I'm happy for her. The wind seemed to carry your words away. In the rustling leaves and shifting grass, you could almost hear the world breathe back. We repeat a lot of things in this game. Welcome home. You didn't just walk the earth, you were a part of it. The serenity carried an undertone of fragility. As you pressed forward, the beauty began to fade. The rippling grass quieted, its whispers replaced by an unnatural stillness. The world once alive began to feel hollow. A village appeared in the distance, quiet and still beneath a gray sky. The cottage stood neatly in place, untouched, too pristine for how utterly empty everything felt. Children didn't laugh, animals didn't stir, the air held no voices, no warmth. Chimneys stood cold, windows stared back with nothing beyond them but shadow. Left behind but not long. The dirt paths were smooth, undisturbed, the ground offering no clues of presence. The village lay still, reserved in an eerie stasis. But something in the silence stirred as if they marked your passing. You quickened your pace, your boots crunching against the gravel that seemed too loud in the stillness. Your thoughts drifted to the rumors whispered back in the kingdom. Stories passed from lips softened by ale but sharpened by fear. That's a bar. Of all the tales, one lingered in your mind. It sang where stars won't gleam, a thread of sorrow and a dream. It touched the walls, then brushed the skin, and called to something deep within. It cried in chords the heart could feel, a mourning none could quite conceal. One by one they left the light, to drown in grief beyond the night. No hands were found, no doors unlatched, just hearts that heard and hearts it snatched. It was pretty. And when the hush returned once more, it held no trace of those before. Damn. You couldn't help but remember that voice, the sound that had unsettled to your core. You You shook the thought away, unwilling to let it take hold. Even in daylight, the unease hung in the air, heavy, watchful, and unrelenting. For hours after hours of trekking in silence, the soft murmur of running water finally shattered the heavy stillness, drawing you towards a narrow stream that meandered through the landscape. The clear waters glistened, inviting you to pause and replenish your flask. Okay. We've been playing for like an hour. Okay, I think we're gonna stop here. We're gonna save this. Okay. Let's rate this game. I might finish it another day. But let's rate it. I say let's rate it. Let's see. I'm waiting for the music to start. Okay, my headphones all the way in my face. All right, so Eternally Yours. Let's say what I liked about it. I loved the art style of the backgrounds. Oh my god, that was so pretty, making it look like a painted canvas of pointillism. A pointillism background that looks like it's literally on a painted canvas. That is gorgeous. That was so pretty. I don't think I've ever seen that in a dating sim before. That was so pretty. Whose ever idea that was needs an award. That was so pretty. I loved it so much. The music was really good. I love classical music or classical styled music, and whoever composed the music made sure all the music fit the scene that you were in. Sound design was good. Writing is good. I will say some of it doesn't need to be in there, or the repetition of things when they're professing their love can be trimmed down a bit. But like, it felt like I was reading a book, which, you know, what you want in a visual novel. What I wish there was more of, I wish there was more active choices. Like, dating sims are interactive, and yet I didn't get interaction until almost an hour into the game. I want like interaction. I want to choose more choices, see how my choices affect the game, things like that. I want more of that. So there's probably more of that in the actual game, because this was only the demo, and we didn't even finish the demo. We stopped early because I'm getting tired. But I wish there was more choices. The art, gorgeous. The music, fantastic. I wish there was more choices. Because, and sometimes I just felt like I was reading, like just reading a book, not playing a dating sim. And yes, visual novels / dating sims are very ready. They're very word heavy. But, like, or anytime where I was like, I get it. Like, I got it the first 3 times you said it. I don't need it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that makes sense. That's fair. Overall, very good. Like, visually, gorgeous. Visually gorgeous. It's one I would buy and play the rest of, but I feel like I'd have to take it in chunks. Because you can tell this is a game I was gonna get distracted in because I stopped the game. It felt long at some parts. Especially so, like, if you're like ADHD, this game is gonna be a little hard for you because it is so long in some parts. And even though the music is there to immerse you, it's not fast paced enough to keep me engaged enough to where I won't get sleepy. Like some of the other past dating sims kept me engaged the entire time. And I didn't want to stop playing it. This one, I'm getting tired, I want to stop. Other games, even when I'm tired, I don't want to stop. It'll make me hyper focus on it. This one, I didn't hyper focus. So that means I can't give it as high as a grade as the others. I'd probably give it a 7. Because, like, visually, it is so gorgeous. Visually, auditorially, it is so gorgeous. It's kind of, it can be cut a little bit, I think. But that's just my honest opinion. That is HonesTay's honesty she has to offer for the day. So, if you watched my stream, thank you so much. If you enjoyed it and want to try and send some games or dating sims you want to watch me play, I'll add it to my wheel. And I'll have it downloaded on my computer. And then we can play it together. I'm trying to get my friend Brian to come on stream with me so he can voice act all the male characters, because I'm not good at voicing male characters. I'm not a guy. It's going to be more fun that way. So, thank you all for coming. I'm going to go to bed now because it is 2:41. Look at that. Y'all have a great night. Bye.